This thing actually makes camcorders really fun to use. This is the DigitNow VHS to digital converter. There's a lot of converters right now on Amazon, on the internet, but this one I find is the cheapest option to use. Most of them are like in the $200 range, which makes sense because it's like not a lot of people do use this, but you'd find now that a lot of people are getting into camcorders. One of the issues with using like a camcorder is that, of course, you need to digitize the tapes. Sometimes also these camcorders are kind of wonky with their tape mechanisms. So I find that using this Tapeless makes you want to shoot more, and it actually makes it really fun to use, especially if you take this example, like this thing, like it's pretty big, but it makes it way easier to use. You just turn it on, turn on your camcorder, plug in like your RCA cable or any of these things, and then just turn it on, press record, and voila. One thing as well with this device is that the reason why also it makes it really fun to use camcorders because you can use almost any camcorder that you have. It can also be broken. As long as the lens or the optics is working fine, then it's still gonna display on this thing. There's a caveat to this, is that it will die. No, it won't die. It will go to sleep like after a few minutes because you didn't press record. But yeah, it's better than not getting to use like your old broken camcorder. Now let's talk about like the downsides to using this. Is that the quality is not really amazing, but then you shouldn't really be expecting that from, especially like a camcorder. Like, you're recording this for the vibes. It sounds so Gen Z, but like you are recording it for the color profile and like how like vintage and how like not so quality it is. But if you did want to do quality recordings to this, to a camcorder, for example, you need a Fire wire recorder. Those are the ones that skateboarders use a lot. So the reason why those are very expensive is because it's very limited. They don't make those anymore. And skateboarders did pretty much make them a hyped thing to have, because the hassle about actually just going through tapes, like regular tapes, is that you have to record it, for example, like OBS, and then have it play there for however long you recorded it, versus this one, you just transfer it to your MacBook. You just transfer it to your laptop, and then you pretty much have the files. We're gonna go into the file conversion because this one does output .avi files, which is an older kind of file, or like a file that isn't really common for the Mac OS, but there are workarounds to it. For this thing, it does accept micro SD, and the beauty about this is that you don't need a fast writing speed micro SD, or you don't even need like a big memory. Like the file sizes are pretty small. Also, another alternative is using just a regular RCA to HDMI or USB output, and then you plug it into an Android. Android phones do have recorders that work for them. That's the cheapest option you can get. Next one is this, and then the next one would be using an external recorder. Yeah. So one other negative I wanted to talk about was that because this device plays the sound that it hears, there is a possibility of like feedback noise or like a frequency noise. So the way you can like combat that, the way you can like get that out, is just by getting like a random 3.5mm plug and just plug it into the AV out like that, and then you won't have that weird frequency noise, because then it's going to be outputting the volume, the speaker, to this cable that's not connected. It does work, and I've tried it, and then it records perfectly fine. It's just that you'll notice like this weird buzzing noise once you, for example, have it on your U-shaped thing, which will be in the description down below. This is a good tool to have to put this. So the whole build will be on my Amazon storefront too. So if you guys can use that, that'll be amazing. I earned from that. Thank you. Yeah. So the beauty about this is that you're able to record more, you're able to get more content, which is the best thing you can do, especially just like removing like barriers to filming. You get to enjoy the memories more. I have a video of taking my camcorder to Korea. I used another camcorder. I do have a collection video of all these camcorders coming out soon, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, so we're done with the negatives. Let's go into why it's fun. So we've discussed everything so far and why it makes it fun to use. The instructions are pretty straightforward. Plug in the yellow, white, red to the device, press record while you're recording as well, and then you're good to go. Now for the digitizing process, we're gonna talk about why it gets a bit tricky. So with the .avi file, it's not really common for MacBooks, so you need to download this software or either VLC, which it's easy to record one file if you're only recording like one file at a time. I find that exporting is a bit of a hassle, so I use this software instead. I don't know the name right now, but it's on the screen. I use this software to batch export and it works perfectly fine compared to VLC, but you can use VLC or this software. One other issue with VLC is that you can possibly lose the audio, so you just have to like play with the audio encoding profile. So with that, I feel like this is really good. I feel like this is a really good budget tapeless recorder, especially if you are on a budget with the kind of camcorders you have. If you don't have a working one, this one's working. This one has the broken tape mechanism on it and it's really wonky, but I got it for like what, 20 bucks, 15 bucks. Like it's not really, it's pretty much a steal. Then you have this records the quality you need. And yeah, I got this device mainly because I have the series called Behind the Tapes where I record most of my YouTube journey, especially the behind the scenes, the behind the tapes. So I do use that camcorder a lot in that series. So that's why I got this device and it's so much fun. Like honestly, like with people asking questions to you in public, they're like, oh wow, I've had that for a lot. My mom used to have that, or my grandparents used to have it. Like it makes a good topic for conversation. But for the most part, yeah, so try to get this device. But a fair warning though is that the quality is not amazing. I feel like this one would break in like about a year's time of like use. The reviews are decent, but the thing is with this market right now for like converters, this is the cheapest budget option. The next one would be, I believe, the iClick thing. I'll put all of those options in the description with affiliate links. So yeah, if you want to look into those, feel free to do so. And then the next option would just be recording it regularly, but this one's more fun. So thank you for watching. If you guys have questions with the camcorders or like how to build it out, just comment down below. I'll reply to it.